Na 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 na. If I was a rich girl, na 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 na. See, I'd have all the money in the world if I was a wealthy girl. And we are live. It is 8-8.
Look, we got serenaded today, y'all.
I didn't have time, we was on CPT, child. That's on me. Trying to get
It's
everything
all
together.
good.
Well, happy 8-8 Lionsgate Portal to you.
Same to you. Beautiful,
Thank you
beautiful day.
kindly. Thank you kindly. I'm trying to manifest some stuff. No, I am
You
manifesting some
manifesting.
things
We are
because
manifesting.
okay, that rich girl. That I was like, that would be a good affirmation.
I'm t-
All the money I do, we trying to call. We are calling
okay.
in this money to us.
Yes, we are.
Na na
And
na
make
na na
sure
na
y'all
na.
are click and share, like, all that good stuff. Follow, click all the buttons, so we
Click
can get
all the
that,
buttons.
so we can get all that good stuff rolling in here.
That's right. That's right. We apologize for the delay, but we are here today, and I hope that y'all are having a good Saturday. I see we got 2 people viewing. Y'all come on in. Come on in the chats. Let us know y'all watching. Let us know y'all are watching. Yes, indeed. So I think we're going to have a good one today.
I think it's gonna be
It's going to
good.
be a good one. This is going to be a good one.
Much needed. Much needed.
Yes. The art of surrender, letting go without giving up. Ooh. You know what? I think when we talk about letting go, I think the mindset is giving up.
Mm-hmm.
If I let something or someone go, if I have something that I'm holding on to and I let it go, then it feels like, and I'm talking about me, yeah, and I'm gonna always talk about me. It feels like I'm just giving up on a
I gave
situation.
up. Mm-hmm.
But really and truly, the control that we try to maintain, we ain't really got control of it anyway. I can't control nothing but this.
Okay.
This all I got. This all I can control.
And half the time can't control that neither, because that
Ooh,
perimenopause and frozen shoulder type stuff. We got
oh,
that frozen shoulder going on these days.
Jesus, baby, that frozen shoulder. Now I don't know. It's been all right. Knock on wood. It's probably the good medication they gave me at MD Anderson. I'm done with that now. And then taking that ibuprofen over the counter has been helpful. But
Okay.
I've been getting in the gym a little bit. You
Nice, nice,
know,
nice. Yeah.
realistically, I can't do what I used to do, but it's okay because I'm doing something.
Right.
I had to surrender that part, right? I had to give up all the control about when I could do this, I could do that. You know what? This is what I can do today.
That's right.
And I'm doing this today.
Yep.
That part. Whatever
That
happened
part.
yesterday, I can't call that back. Hey, maybe one day, who knows? But right now, this is what I can do
Yes.
today.
Surrender is a big conversation to have for most people, because a lot of people really do struggle with being in control. Or I need for the outcome to be a certain way. So I'm going to do things exactly X, Y, and Z. And so therefore I should be able to get what I need and want. And that's not necessarily true. You can do everything you think is right, and things still won't pan out the way you want them to. And it doesn't mean it's not going to come out the way it needs to. But sometimes you got to surrender.
That part. That part. That
Mhm.
part. All right. So the core message here says surrender isn't weakness. It isn't quitting. It's releasing the need to control things you were never meant to control. But Chad, where did that come from? Where all this control? Janet Jackson told us when she was, how she said she was 17, she did what people told her. Now she grown, she in control. Is it Janet fault? Goddamn, Janet.
Janet did it. Look, y'all,
Janet.
that was a song. Don't listen to Janet.
Oh man, she told us now I'm all grown up. I got control. Woo, woo. Okay, they're all
It's
that,
so
all that.
crazy. You in a singing mood today, baby. I love it.
It's the 8-8 portal. It's the
It's a
portal.
portal. I ain't
It
mad.
is a portal. I'm manifesting. I gotta be, baby. I gotta be in this good mood because there's a lot of good things I'm
It's
calling in.
good things. We call it
I got it. I
today.
can't be all, like, girl, look, I done did that all summer. The summer is over. It is over. We back to
It's
work, Sharon,
over.
back to school. It is over indeed. All right, so let's roll up in these topics, the discussion topics. What does surrender really means? How do you define it? How do you define it? You got a definition somewhere?
Yeah,
Let
I
me
think
pull one
what
up.
you said it clearly. Surrender means releasing the need to control everything and
Okay.
accepting what you cannot change.
Mm-hmm.
That's
What
it.
is what is that? What comes to mind is the serenity prayer.
Yes,
Um, Lord, help me to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the
the
difference.
difference.
Now, I thought that was biblical for years, but I think that's part of AA.
Yep,
That is part of AA. And they use a lot of religion
they
based
do.
in that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess because society tells us if you live right, you'll have whatever outcome. If you do this, you'll have the American dream. If you do that, you'll have whatever. R&B tells us if I beg a woman enough, she gonna come. If I give her all my money, house, and my cars and all these other things, then we're gonna be in love.
Mhm.
Ain't
Uh-uh,
the case.
not at
No,
all.
that ain't the case. That
Life
ain't.
does not play out that way at all. And that's oh my gosh, we should be teaching children the art of surrender early on. That's something I really, I try to teach it to my kids. However they get it is how they get it. But sometimes my youngest especially, he play a game and he doesn't win the first time and piss. Whew, he used to
Oh
throw
yeah.
the whole tablet, throw the whole tablet, broke the screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, sir,
Oh.
sometimes you got to try more than once. And then
Mhm.
sometimes you just need to walk away from the game. When you come back next time, you'll have it. And sure enough, he does.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta walk away from certain situations.
Ooh. And I think that's it. It's the walking away.
The walking away.
Now I wonder if I put
The
this on.
surrender. You ain't in, like you said earlier, you ain't in control no way.
Definitely not. Definitely not. And I think a lot of times it's walking by faith, really.
It is.
It is walking by faith. And I think that we've had such a, I don't know, this ideology of I can create what I want. And yeah, you can, but we can't
Mhm.
necessarily create the outcome of it.
Yeah. Hmm.
I can go to college and I can get an education, or I can study different things. I can work on a certification. I can do all these different things. I can save my money to build a house. I can do this, but there are other components to
There's
it.
so many factors.
So many things that go into play. I went to college. Initially, I wanted to be an attorney. I could be Jasmine Crockett up here. Okay.
Wow.
Being in politics, I wanted to do all of that. And then I didn't have the faith in myself because I didn't know that I learned by listening. I
Um,
trying to read all this stuff and I didn't figure it out. And now I figured out how to study. And I probably could be Jasmine Cracker, but she showed up. She a little younger than me. So I'll let Jasmine.
you let her do it.
I'll stick in this world. I'll stick
Yeah.
over here. I'll be the healer. I'll let her fight the battles over
Fight the
there.
battle. Yeah. Y'all doing the work. You're still doing the great work.
That part, that part indeed, that part indeed. So I think that we associate it with failures, not that you're not doing anything, because I think a lot of the you reap what you sow, law of attraction, kind of
Hmm.
manifesting type of thing is you're doing good things. You're putting seeds out there.
Yes.
Certain jobs or things I cannot have if I don't study.
Period.
So yeah, I gotta put what I can do is study. I can make certain I study in whatever direction I'm supposed to be in, that'll be in. Now,
Yes.
when it comes to relationships, I think that's the part that that's why we're here. We're all here for that
That's
part.
why we're here.
That's why we here, girl. That's why we here. I can't make my partner do anything. And
No.
I know people, you run into those toxic relationships and even abusive relationships because it's the control that
Yes.
people are trying to maintain. But if
Come
somebody
on.
loves you, if they want to be there, you ain't got to do all that. You just be, and they'll
Yes.
come. Now you have to put forth some effort in a relationship. Now you don't
Hmm.
want to just ignore the people and just doing all kind of stuff. You do want to, reciprocate in a relationship. But if a
Right.
person decide that they are going to walk away, there is nothing that we can do about that. Now, people, oh, you fight for love. I don't know what I don't know how. I don't know.
I my thing when it comes to surrender, when it comes to relationships, is surrendering the need to try to be validated through them.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think so many people walking into relationships to make them feel good about themselves. Let it
Mm-hmm.
go.
That part.
That person will think you the best thing since sliced bread at the beginning and think you the dirtiest thing in the bottom of a shoe. 5 months later, they will did not like you and all the, and tell you about your mama and everything else. That's
Okay.
why you have to walk into spaces with what you say. I can control this.
That part.
So
That
if
part.
I come in with how who I am, having my boundaries, knowing what I want from a relationship, knowing what I bring to a relationship, if I come in with all of me already in line, then other people may be able to, get in line.
Mm-hmm.
The person I'm with, we come into alignment, not get in line like force them, but people are attracted to what you show up as. You show up as a representative of yourself, and then all of a sudden you become somebody different, and you can't figure out why they don't like you no more. That's your problem. You show
Mm-hmm.
up authentically as yourself. That's the control that you have. So now
Yeah.
I have control over how you see me because I'm showing up as me and all my
Mm-hmm.
wonderfulness. And I have control to walk away if you don't like who I am. And I don't have to beg, plead, borrow, steal for you to stay around
That part.
because I
That
have
part.
control here and I love myself and I know what I want. And if you don't like it,
Hey, you can get to. You can keep it moving.
and that's
Keep it
what
moving.
people, that's where heartbreak comes from. People don't want people to walk away from them.
Yeah.
That's that. I'm no longer in control. That's that. I don't. What did I do wrong? And it could have been
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. Y'all just weren't compatible.
That part, that rejection, I think, is what hits hardest, and I think people's response to that has been a little crazy. If you notice, you watch some of those shows. If somebody go on these blind dates or whatever, these online dates or whatever, they meet somebody and
Yeah,
they had one that showed this guy and the girl was like, "Yeah, I think this would probably be our only date." And he was pouting and acting like a little kid. I'm like, "What is this mess? What is going on? What is happening?" And I was like, "Is this AI? Is this real?" But I think people desire love, and I think when it becomes that intense of a desire, that's when you are looking for something outside of self. And I'm learning if you have this within, then it's easier to pinpoint, okay, this is not for me. Maybe we can
right.
hang out and just have a good time and let it be known this is not for me. Not trying to change people, not trying to fix people.
That's right.
Everybody got something they bring in with them. Everybody have some
Everybody.
baggage. Some baggage might be a little heavier for the individual, and some baggage may not be, but everybody has something. And
Something.
so we can't. I as a person dating this person with the baggage, I can't fix it. I'm a healer. I'm a therapist. Yes,
Yes.
but it's not for me to fix. This is something for them to be able to fix.
Yeah.
That's their own thing to work on. Plenty of times we get into this situation where, oh, I can fix them. I can help them. And I can
Mm-hmm.
just love them to life.
Yep.
Love yourself to life.
Love yourself to life.
Love yourself to life. And
Mm.
in relationships, if there are some issues, that surrender, being able to allow things to work if they're going to work out if they're going to work out, get some tools if you need to use the tools, but you can't be holding folks hostage and
That's the truth. So
doing that
let
stuff.
it go. Let it
Gotta
go.
let them go. You gotta let them go. So like we said, there's an illusion of control. We don't have control in the first place. you know uh
Don't.
we don't.
We
Be,
don't.
mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
And I think sometimes where we get caught up, and I'm speaking to the mass people, and I'm speaking to the masculine folk. Okay, because we can be there, and I'm talking about myself, child. I'm putting myself out there because we can be a provider because we may take on that role as provider, and I'm the breadwinner, and I'm doing all this other stuff. Now you have to be with me because I'm
Yeah.
paying all your bills, I'm taking care of your kids, they ain't even mine, kind of situation, and people will still walk away
Yes.
because we're trying to control something that we have no control over.
Yes.
You know, it's up to you if you want to get them folk all that.
Yep.
You
And
know,
see, that turns that thing of I was in control, the person walked away, so now I failed.
nah.
Those are not the same thing. One doesn't equal the other because someone that's the bigger, I think, problem when it comes to surrender and especially in relationships and knowing when to let go, even just knowing when to let go of an argument.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Even knowing when to just say, let's agree to disagree.
That part. Nobody has to win and nobody has to have the last word.
There's no
You
way.
know, and I grew up in a house full of Cowboy fans, okay? And these are the most arguing. I know football season gonna be starting in a couple of weeks.
Come,
These
yeah.
are the most argumentative people I've met in my whole entire life, okay?
Mhm.
My entire life. We Eagles fans, we don't do all that, okay? We just win. But nevertheless, you'll have people like the road rage. Somebody cut you off. Okay. But did you die? You all right. They cut you off.
Yeah.
Why y'all gotta go chase these people? And Lord, seeing some of that, I'm gonna get me a dash cam. I keep saying I need to get
Yeah.
me because this happening
People are
damn highway.
crazy.
They doing
Yes.
too much. Somebody cut you off, then they want to go chase them down. Let it
Everybody
go.
wants to be in control.
Everybody wants to
Nobody
be
wants to
in control.
surrender.
Let it go. I know that I have been right about a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And I'll just, I instead of having this, I used to argue when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I get on the social media and argue down. People talking about this is that. The politics is that. Is this, that, and that. They got some stuff floating around out there now. It's like, child, if that's what y'all want to believe, y'all go right on ahead. Even for me now, if somebody meet me head on, I have to learn to not try to prove myself and fight. Now, I'll be ready to fight for me all day. Y'all come and y'all think this about me. No, it's not that. But I've had to say, you know what? I know who I am.
Right.
It took a minute to get there, but I know who I am. And if this is what you want to believe about me, then so be it.
Yes.
Y'all not taking food out of my mouth. This is my boss.
Yes.
This is my job. If you just some person that think, oh, Linkie ain't shit. Well, fuck you too. Okay. That kind of situation. It's okay. Because I think I'm the shit.
Yeah, because you are.
Thank you. Thank you
Mhm.
kindly. I think I am. So if other people feel like whatever, let them be, child. Let
You
them
know
be.
what I love this conversation happening with today on the Lionsgate. Is part of manifesting is the surrender.
Yeah.
In order to manifest, your hands have to be open. You have to say that you believing that this thing is going to show up, right?
Yeah.
So you surrender the thought of it not showing up, and you're not going to be in control of when it shows up. 'Cause you're not going to control that anyway, right?
That part.
You're not in control of that anyway.
That part indeed.
So you're being called on this day to surrender and let go of the thoughts of the fear is not going to happen, the failure, I might not be able to do this right, all the things. This is your time to manifest that podcast. It's time to manifest that new job. The time to manifest all that money, the new followers, all the things, the relationships, the love, this is your opportunity, but it requires you to say, but I'm not going to try to control the outcome.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to control when or how, or even how. I don't know how. I'm going to make my millions, baby.
Okay.
I'm going to make my millions, baby. Happening.
That part. That part.
Okay. But it requires surrender.
It does require the surrender. It reminds me of The Secret. It's a book, and I like to listen. So back in the day, during some of my insomnia times when I couldn't get to sleep, I ran across the documentary on YouTube, The Secret. And basically they were saying you can write it down, you can make it plain. That's even biblical. Write it down, make it plain, and just go on and do what you're doing. If we're gonna manifest it, if it's you putting that stuff out there, if it's gonna return to you, it's gonna come in its time. Just like at the beginning of the year. And you can make a vision board whenever you want, but I don't know who said at the new year. This is when we're doing vision boards, and this is when we're making resolutions and we setting goals for ourselves, which I know we said we was gonna talk about goals. But when you put that stuff down, it doesn't mean that it necessarily has to happen that year.
Yes.
You might get closer to it. I don't know, who knows? But I can remember journaling and writing down some goals and even some old vision boards about doing it. I mean, oh, now this was in this been a minute. This
Wow.
has been a minute, and some of the things have actually come to pass or manifested in some form or fashion in relation to what I put on
Yes.
my vision board or what I put in my journal. You know, because part of my journaling, when I had been deeply journaling, it hadn't just been about my emotional stuff.
Mhm.
I set my goals and my intentions of things I wanted to have for practice, for the population I wanted to work with. I wanted to be out there like Yanla.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not a life coach and I ain't knocking the Yanla, but I wanted to help people with their lives. I wanted
Yes.
the exposure and the money. Because
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna help people. That part that's what comes
It
with it.
comes with it.
You know, but I can't sit in the closet helping people. I gotta be out there to be able to reach people and to be able to help
Exactly.
them.
Hmm.
And so God, the universe,
Hmm.
however, has been putting a lot of things in my path, and I could think back like, "Ah, I
Yep.
remember I wrote that down. I remember that was one of my goals on my vision
Yes.
board." Mhm.
This mine is right here, as I've shown people before. I always make mine and put it as my wallpaper on my phone.
Okay.
And this one right here is a microphone because I'm manifesting speaking engagements. This vision
Mm.
board is only about 3 months old, honestly. But
Okay.
I have more speaking engagements this year than I have the past 3 years.
Oh wow, nice,
But again,
nice.
that's that it's letting go. I don't know when this stuff is coming. People just have been reaching out to me and be like, "Will you come speak at this event? Will you speak over here?" And I'm like, of course. But it's because you've set an intention. It's in your mind, and you release it to come back.
That part. That part. Yeah. Because you didn't have to call people and say, hey, can I speak at y'all's
Mm-mm.
event? Can I be? You just had to be open and willing.
Open
And
and
you just said, put your intentions out there and it came to you.
the surrender, baby.
That part. That part. Now
Hmm.
that's a thing. This is where I am. As far as my business and my advocacy, I don't even bat an eye. Now I need some money, I ain't gonna lie. But I don't bat an eye when it comes to stuff because for me, God has provided so much.
Yes.
Just I don't know that I thought, like I said, if I would have had a business plan, I probably wouldn't even have nothing going on right now, waiting for that to be the perfect time
Right.
and all of that stuff for it to happen. It was just like I put some things out there trying to get people to come to therapy. I started advocating. I was working for a nonprofit at the time. I didn't even think I was going to have my own practice. I don't
Wow.
believe I wrote any of that down
Yeah.
about having my own practice. But what I wrote down was the population of people I wanted to work with. And
Okay.
for me, I was bringing them to the nonprofit I was working for. That
Okay.
was my thoughts that I was bringing them there. Things happened. I ended up leaving, went back into education. Next thing you know, hey, remember you came spoke to our church? Hey, remember you came over here?
Yeah.
We got some clients. We need some. I'm like, damn, I don't even have a space no more because I didn't left these people over here.
Right.
Here go
Here
to
we
practice.
go.
And I am definitely working with the people. Some stuff that I wasn't even looking for, is happening, and
That
it's like,
is
all
that.
right, so
Yeah.
here it is. And so when
Yep.
it's coming, it's gonna come.
It's gonna come.
Hmm.
I love it. I love it.
Indeed, indeed. All
Hmm.
right, so let's see. I think we talked about the illusion of control
Hmm.
for the most part. Trauma.
Ooh.
Why do we try to control everything? Because of trauma. You know, things, that's the thing. That's the thing. See, now I put on my little and my therapy
Yeah.
cap here now. Here we go. Because of the trauma we experienced, we had no control over that. As children, stuff happened, maybe stuff happened to you, stuff happened around you. We had no control over that. And a lot of times, um, our body instinctively wants to protect us. Our nervous system wants to make certain that we good. That
Yeah.
fight or flight, that's not just to feel like that. That's to fight or flight.
Come on.
Like we perceive something is going to happen, and so we gonna get down or get running, whatever the situation calls for.
Yeah.
And so we have all this stuff going on. Maybe somebody abandoned us in some kind of way, you
See.
know. And so we get in the situations we want to hold on, we want to, take stuff and deal with stuff that's not for us.
Yeah.
because we don't want to have that feeling of abandonment, or we don't want to be abandoned. And sometimes
Yes.
we abandon ourselves because we don't want to abandon. You
Yes.
know, I've talked to a lot of my kids in regards to self harm. I know that's a little trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning.
Yes.
You know, but the bottom line in that situation is control.
Control.
They want to be in control because there's so much going on that they feel like they have no control over. If
Right.
I do this to myself, I'm doing this and
Right.
I'm choosing to have this, and that's, unfortunately, that's something that they decide they want to do because of
Yeah.
control.
Absolutely. And see, trauma makes you, one of the things it does is make you feel vulnerable.
Yes.
It makes you feel kind of weak, like you gave over something you didn't want to give. You had to experience something you didn't want to experience. And so now it feels like I've got to be in control so I don't have that feeling again. I don't want to feel like I have zero control over my life and my emotions. I don't want anything to pop up on me. I want to make sure everything is in line. And you can see it, the more trauma a lot of times that person has, the more type A they are. They have a whole lot more the rigid things that they have to do it a certain way, otherwise they're a mess. And it's understandable. I mean, why would I want to just go with the flow or just allow things to be when I was minding my business somebody hurt my feelings or hurt
Mhm.
me or maybe believe something negative about myself? Now that I've gotten myself together, I'm like, I'm gonna keep it together.
Mhm.
I'm going to
Mhm.
hold on tight. I'm going to date the type of person that I want. I'm going to get the type of jobs that I want. And then life keeps showing you you can't always hold on that way.
That part.
So many times in my life, I've had these experiences because I've went through the childhood trauma and I wanted to, and I even realizing that I was trying to be in control because I'm a very laid back person. But when certain things, I've learned about myself, certain things you cannot do with me. Don't come up to me last minute telling me we about to do something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I am triggered. Don't pop up at my door
Hmm.
and I don't know you're coming. Ooh, child, there's certain thing, and I didn't realize that those are my forms of control because I want to be able to have my situation set up so I feel comfortable. And be like,
Yeah.
girl, I ain't looking at your house. This ain't about you.
Okay.
This is not about you. I like my house to feel a certain way, smell a certain way, look a certain way, and the house is probably fine for somebody to walk in right now. But
Yeah.
but it doesn't. It makes me feel too vulnerable to let people into certain spaces. I have an awareness of that now.
Hmm.
So there's times where sometimes, Sharon, you got to surrender that. Once I have a homegirl loves me. She came into town. I didn't answer that phone. She was at my door. She was like, "Stop playing." She was like,
Okay.
so I had to, be like, "Okay, Sharon." And she came on in and she was like, "Stop playing with me." But you have to be aware of those type of traumas that's in your life and those type of triggers that show up. And can I relinquish a little bit of this control to surrender to the healthy relationship?
That part.
Surrender to the happy life, surrender to the feeling of peace. Can I let go just because you went through that really, really hard thing? That doesn't need to be applied to every aspect of your life. You don't have to paint the world from the lens of that trauma that happened to you. The world is so much brighter than that. And that's where the surrender comes in.
Hmm. Hmm.
Not easy though. It is not easy.
It is not, child. It is not. And a lot of the things we talked about, the hypervigilance
Hmm.
versus awareness. Yes, I don't want heartbreak again.
Yes.
I don't want to live in a heartbreak hotel. Okay, that's a plug. We'll be back in November. But and I think for me and in my last situation, I didn't want the heartbreak. So it was like, what? What is this? This feels familiar. And I remember even saying, I remember my last relationship, it was this. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, looking back at it, it's like, yeah, I know it was pretty annoying. But I was afraid.
Yeah.
I was afraid, and that was my way of trying to control the situation. I was
Yeah.
trying to control not getting hurt.
Hurt. Mhm.
But in relationships, the main thing that you can control to not get hurt is you. Instead of looking for that validation and that love outside of myself, I was looking for it through other people and doing all of these things. And so, now I didn't do this, but folks be checking phones and checking social media and have to have these locations because they want to control a
Yes.
situation to not get hurt because they got hurt by something before.
Yeah.
They had something. Now I kind of saw clips of this and I heard it on the radio. Some lady was dating this guy and she had the location on.
Hmm.
And he told her he was doing one thing, but the location had him at the movie theater. So she bought a ticket to every show that was playing and went look for that man. And when she found him, she, cussed him out and threw some stuff on him and they, and all that stuff. And I'm
Right.
like, sis, if it gotta be all that, baby,
Oh
why
my
are
God.
you there, baby? Why are you? Come talk to us. Come talk to us. Hit us up in our inbox. We'd love to have you to talk with you. I don't care where you at. We're gonna talk with you.
We got you.
And for anybody else that's doing, yeah, why y'all gotta do that? If y'all gotta do that, y'all don't do that. I remember I was dating somebody. I didn't know nothing about locations,
Hmm.
and they put me on a location. And hell, they was the one running everything. I'm
See,
like, wait a minute, what's going on here? You
see,
trying to follow me, but you the one doing
you
all
the
this.
one everywhere.
What is it going on? But yeah, we cannot control if somebody if you got a feeling and you can't trust the situation, then maybe you need to get out of that
Just
situation.
get out of it.
Cause
Come
doing all of that, I'm not for one. It's them movie tickets are expensive, girl.
first of all,
Now I'm If I
keep buying tickets.
no,
Oh my
no, baby,
gosh.
no, it's okay. There's healthy relationships out there, but you got to start within. If I
Yeah.
got to do all of that, I don't want to look at folks' phones. I don't want to be all on your social media. I don't want to do all that.
But this the craziest part, Linky. You're setting yourself up for the relationship to end if you're going to be hyper vigilant in a relationship. There's no healthy relationship that exists on the premise of I got to make sure I know what you're doing and who you're doing it with and why you're doing it at all times. No healthy. There's none that can exist. You have to be able to be within yourself. I should be able to leave my house, go do what I want to do, and come back without somebody questioning what I'm doing because I'm trustworthy that way. And I should
Mm-hmm.
be able to be with a person that I could trust to do the same thing. I don't have time to be checking your social media. If you're gonna do it, if somebody's gonna do it, they're gonna do it whether you
They
check it
gonna
or
do
not.
it because everybody who done did whatever with these phones and locations, they still doing stuff. So it don't really matter. I would say look at who you with.
Look,
If you are for one, are you just really that hyper vigilant? And for two, did you miss some red flags along the way? Or did you see those red flags and
and
felt like
ignore
I can
them.
control this situation? Because if I know where you are 24/7, then I can control
Yeah,
the red flags that I saw. No, you can drive yourself nuts, child.
drive yourself nuts and the person you with. It's not worth it.
That part. So let it go, honey. Let it go and
Mhm.
just, do you for a while. Do you
Yes.
for a while. When it said trust in yourself after difficult experiences. That, and with that, because if you have had relationship experiences that
Hmm.
were not, the best, then even when you are determined to do something different, you have to trust your own discernment.
Yes.
You truly have to trust your own discernment.
And let me
Um,
say, oh, go ahead.
but no, go ahead, go
And
ahead.
I was gonna say, after you say there was a difficult breakup and things like that, it doesn't. Yes, we all have things that we can work on, but that's true in any circumstance. You see what I'm saying? You get into a marriage and people still have their baggage, but when it ends, this isn't your opportunity to beat yourself up because you and really it's because you lost control and the thing you feared the most, I guess, kind of happened or whatever. But
Yeah,
this is your opportunity. Relationships are to help you see more of who you are. That's what all forms of relationships do. If we
yeah,
really paid attention, instead of looking at it to validate, "Ooh, I'm a good lover. Ooh, I'm a good provider. I'm a good," to validate those parts of you. I enjoy being with you. I just enjoy being with this person. And
yeah.
I always tell people, start there. Just start the dating experience as an experience. Don't think about the future and is this gonna be my wife? Is this gonna be my husband? Just enjoy the dating experience. You'll learn some things about what you do and don't like, and you'll see the red flags faster. When you already preparing them for walking down the damn aisle, you don't see shit. You don't see nothing. I'm sorry. You don't see anything because your mind's so far in the future that you're missing everything happening right in front of you. Enjoy. Dating is fun. I don't know what the fuck y'all out here doing. I had fun dating. That's one of the best things I've ever.
I think and I always throw my drawers out here.
Mhm.
I I think that has been my biggest thing. Um, Not enjoying dating. Just I think sometimes I've said, okay, I'm just dating. And
Mhm.
then bam, we off to the races. Like, this feels good.
Mhm.
You're a good person. Yeah, you got a job.
Mhm.
Yeah. You yeah, like I have had situations, and that's on me, and I'm learning, where I have said, okay, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna get to know this person, we just gonna see what's what, and then boom, we just went
Yep.
from 0 to 100 real quick, and then next thing you know, it fizzled
A hundred
because
get
there
back to zero.
back to zero because there was a lot of stuff that got missed, and when the emotions and the honeymoon period is over with, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on? It's like, well, yeah, it's always been this. I don't know.
Yeah.
On both ends, how did you miss that? It's like
Yeah.
talking to somebody, and I tell them I'm 5'2", and then when we meet in person, you're short. Well, I've been told you I was 5'2". I
You're
just got
5'2".
I'm 5'2.5", baby. Yep.
Cut it
I
out.
got this big personality. It's okay.
Clearly, yes. I
It
thought you were at
seems
least
so
5'6".
small. You thought I was 5'6"? Nope. That's all right though. Some people might think I'm 6'4".
They might.
Okay. Because I got this big personality.
That's what it is. Yeah. You got me there.
But yeah, I think a lot of times because of trauma,
Mhm.
we don't want to get hurt. We want to be in control because we weren't. And so there's a lot of things we have to make certain that we're good.
Yes.
And we cannot we can have safety plans depending on depending on the situation.
Absolutely.
We don't want folks to think that surrendering means just be
No.
willy-nilly and just do any damn thing.
No.
For whatever your circumstances are, you make certain that
Yeah.
you're okay. But remember, you're okay.
Yeah.
I can't control what anybody else is doing. And if I feel like it's something, then I don't need to get in it.
Yeah.
I need to not get
I
in it.
just heard you say boundaries. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That
You gotta
safety
set those.
plan, creating your boundaries. That's how you can have healthy surrender by creating. This is my limit. This is where I don't want to go anymore. This is where I'm not going to do that thing. And that's how you create. That's control, but it's keeping yourself safe, being aware of
Yeah.
your needs, and knowing how to protect yourself from what you don't want to be hurt by. But there's certain things you cannot be in control of, and that's why self love again always is going to be on the top of my list.
Self love, and that is important. I was
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody was like, "Oh yeah, your therapist still talking about self love?" Yes, every day, because we don't realize self love and self care. A lot of different things, disorders, circumstances, whatever the case may be. The main thing we need to help us navigate through that is self love and self care.
Thank you.
If I'm dealing with anxiety and I'm not sleeping and I'm not taking care of myself, is the anxiety gonna get better? No, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. If I'm burning the light on both ends, burnout comes in and it can bring anxiety with it and all those other things. So taking care of yourself, just 5 or 10 minutes. I got my grounding mat, and I'm not plugging nothing. But if they want to send us some money, hey, we'll take it, right? And so I'm learning, even me, girl, even me. Okay, I'm learning that
Yes.
10 minutes. When the first exercise that we did, now I was on the TikTok. Hey, TikTok, because I think we live there. I can just never see it. Give us some likes, thank you. But I saw the people talking about that on TikTok because I know, Sheronda, you shared with me you got a tree in your backyard that you love
Mhm.
and all this other stuff. And I remember when I was first experiencing my breakup, I went to the park and it had rained maybe the night before, and I was trying to get in the grass, and I was like, no,
That's it.
it's wet grass, girl. We can't do the wet grass. I tried to see it. No, I just could not do it. And
I'll stand out there in the rain. What you talking about? Shit.
oh, I could do the rain, just not in the grass. I don't know what
Okay.
it is about wet. I don't even want to have my sneakers on in wet grass. I
Okay.
don't know why. I'm gonna have to go ask the therapist.
I,
Why is it about this wet grass, Jesus? I don't know what. I can't do the wet grass. I just can't. But I saw on
mhm.
TikTok they were talking about this grounding mat, and when I got mine, I ended up having two, but I'm bringing one to work. But just that 10 minutes. And what I did, I put my headphones on. I had the sound bowls on, and man, when I tell you, it brought me to a whole nother place for 10 minutes. And knowing I have a 9 to 5, and then I see clients in the evening, that little space was so good. That felt so good.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get y'all a grounding man. I'm just saying, y'all all of my
I'm
family.
gonna get me one, but I told you for mine it looks different, even if it is my singing bowl
There you
itself.
go.
And I'll sit here and play my singing bowl if that's what I need to do. If I need to go put my feet in the grass, wet or dry, because I'm a country girl.
Uh
If I need
huh.
to go hug my tree. If I need to just play in the dirt of a plant. If I need to sit with some crystals. If I just need to sit in silence. Just that moment to disconnect from everything and just let my body. It's almost like a self-regulating. You're allowing your body and your mind a minute to regulate so you don't feel the need to be in control so much. That's a moment of surrender. When you do
Mm-hmm.
self care and self love, that's a moment of I let go of all things that need to be done. They're gonna need to be done once I get up off this couch or this bed or wherever you at this floor. I'm going to let go of all things for a minute and think about how much I love myself, how much I was meant for this world at this time, at this in this particular space, how I'm meant for all the things that the gifts that God has given me. I'm just gonna enjoy it and I'm just gonna listen to nothing or something or whatever. Give me 10 minutes.
What?
And then I can get back to the shit that's already gonna be waiting for me
It's
when I
gonna
get
be that, child.
it's gonna be there.
And I think that's the part that people miss when we talk about self love,
Mhm.
excuse me, and self care. They think it's gonna fix the problems. Well, no, some stuff gonna still be there.
It's gonna be
Now,
there.
perhaps if you did take that time, you may can think about, get some guidance of what I need to do differently. Because a lot of times we have all the answers anyway. We
Hmm.
just don't know it, or you know, um,
We don't
you
sit
know,
still enough to hear it. It's right there.
it's right there, typically.
It's
Just
right
like when
there
people
in
come
here.
to therapy, I'm not fixing your life. You fixing your life.
You
I'm just
fix it.
guiding you through it. That's all we doing right there.
Period.
So that
and I,
is
and I, and I and I want to implore y'all that it almost feels magical. Even the drinking of the water, right there, what Linkie just did. You get a bottle of water and write some affirmations around it,
yes.
and drink it and say, "I'm pouring these things into myself." But that moment just allows your body to regulate for a minute, and I do that between every single client, and just take that moment so that you can let go. It's the
Mhm.
letting go. It's not the holding on that brings things to you. It's the letting go.
The letting go. Oh my
Please.
God.
'Cause y'all wearing
So
yourself out. Shit.
baby, because I know for me, like I said, I thought, the nervous system being on 10, I thought that was love. If I'm not having anxiety, because, they tell you about the butterflies and all that stuff. You give me butterflies. That's anxiety. I don't know what's happening. Well, you might feel a little something, something when you meet somebody. Now, don't get me wrong.
Butterflies in my stomach has never felt like anxiety to me. I don't even know how
I
to
don't know. Maybe I got moths. I don't know what's happening in there. It's something going on. Or it might be gas. I don't know, Jesus. Help us, Lord. Help us, Lord.
help.
But feeling that kind of anxious and having an attachment style. And that's another show we could do about
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
attachment styles. I
Definitely.
think for me, it was if I'm not feeling this, do I really like the person?
Oof.
Because I think I've talked to people that I didn't feel like that, and I knew I wasn't really into them. But then people who I was really into, this anxiety just showed up, and it was this nervous system
Which
just
is
started to hit,
fear. You
which
like
is fear.
them and you became fearful immediately. That was if it's anxiety, it was fear. I like them, so I'm gonna go ahead and be scared they're gonna leave right now.
Ooh, yes, it woke up that it was abandonment and feelings of rejection.
Immediate.
It woke that up.
All because
That
you
might,
like
you
them.
know what? I didn't even think about that like that. I like them, so the fear came in because I was scared they was gonna leave. Oh my God, have mercy. I'm working on it.
I
We
love
heal.
that revelation though.
Hey, for real, that was something because I always felt like okay, And then sometimes the crazy part, sometimes the feeling would leave, and I'd be like, "What happened? Do I not like the person? No, maybe I relaxed a little bit. Nigga. No, I don't need to call that
Relax.
anxiety back. Let it go. It's
Let it go.
okay because if they're gonna be with you, they're gonna be with you. And if they're not,
Period.
they're not. Basically. So how does one know? We self-awareness is priceless. It's key, but a lot of people are not there yet. They don't know. We go through life. We have our
Yeah.
routine, and we just do, and we got all kinds of feelings and reactions and things going on, and we don't realize what's happening. So how do we know if we're holding on too tight?
Hmm.
One of the things mentioned here is overthinking. Yeah. Because I think about, if it's this, it's that. And if this happened, then this can happen. And maybe it
Hmm.
need to be this. And if this happened that way. And
Yeah.
most of the time, ain't none of that happening. Before I do something, I'm thinking about all the bad outcomes that could occur and what I could do, if this happens, if that happens. And 9 times out of 10, whenever I'm doing whatever, none of that happens at all. I'm
Hell yeah.
preparing for something that's not even there.
Because anxiety is a liar.
That part. That part's unrealistic stuff. Oh, if I
Yeah.
go, my family going on the cruise, we're gonna have the children with us. And I'm like, Lord, if they come in here and they eat too much and they start throwing up in my room, I'm
See,
like, you know what? That might not even happen.
happen. Oh my! I do the same thing. I did it with my car because I told you my issue is not so much relationships. Mine's more finances, and so I was
Okay.
thinking about selling my vehicle. And I was like, okay, but if I get all that money, what am I gonna do with it? And then I'm probably gonna mess it up, and I'm gonna be broke again. How
Uh-oh.
did I didn't even put the car on the market?
Yeah. Talk
How did I
yourself
lose the
out of it.
money? How did I
Thank
lose
you,
that fast?
hmm That part. And don't get me, it's good to be prepared.
Hmm.
Being prepared and planning for the worst is two different things.
Ooh,
Like we're going on a trip. Okay, I need to make certain, I don't know what the weather's gonna be like, so I'm gonna make certain I have some layers of stuff. If it's
yeah.
if it's hot, okay, I got the first layer, but if it's cooler, because we're going, in the fall, I don't know if in the fall. So
If they have a
I'll
fall.
have a little jacket or something to put on or whatever. That's preparing, planning. Not like, oh Lord, if this happened, then I'm gonna do this. Oh, the children gonna get off the boat and they're gonna detain them. I don't know what.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just any kind of thing we think of that overthinking. Things may happen and they may not.
And
Such
this is
as life.
something I just taught the other day with NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness, is reverse brainstorming. So one way to overcome that overthinking. So like instead of thinking about preparing for the worst, why won't we prepare for the best?
Yes, we missed that. We
Reverse
missed that.
brainstorming. Okay, you could brainstorm all the bad things. Okay, let's brainstorm all the good things. Let's prepare for all the good stuff. Sharonda, you get this $1,500 for your little bucket out there or whatever. What's the best scenario? What's the best case scenario? Okay, you can put this amount inside your savings, and you can actually take care of these things that you've been looking to take care of recently, and you still making money. You still have a job. Instead of looking at all the negative things, you have to reverse those thoughts. And that's how you can get closer to surrender. Because now I can be happy about the thing that's coming and not so
Yes.
afraid of the thing that's coming. What if this relationship is the best one? What if it is? I'm going to be prepared because I'm going to be happy with who I am when I walk in the gate. When I sit down at the first date, this
Yeah,
could be this could go well.
it could go well. And again, I think it's because we are on autopilot and we've experienced the trauma.
The trauma.
And so we, instead of, because it seems like everything goes bad, and no, it doesn't. We just focus on the bad things. Life is going to give you good and bad.
Period.
If I had to look at this past week, I'm certain there were some bad things that happened that I would have preferred not to have happened. And I'm certain there was some great things that happened that I appreciated happening. But I can't let those bad things outweigh the good things because such is life.
Such
You
as life.
know, life happens, but we automatically go to the bad
Yep.
because we don't want to feel that. Nobody wants to be hurt.
Yes.
And if I can control the outcome,
Mhm.
which we really have no control, I might do something different. And we learn from stuff. If something happened that wasn't so much pleasing to us, we can learn from it. I'll be
Yes.
prepared next time, not sitting and worrying and thinking about it and being so hyper vigilant and overthinking and doing all this other stuff
Yeah.
when that scenario may never come around again.
Yes. Yes.
It may never
I'm
come
gonna
around
say,
again.
guess what? You're not living.
Yeah.
If all you're doing is sitting and worrying about what could possibly happen, you're missing life. You're missing all
That
the
part.
fun of dating. You're missing the fun of learning how to save money. You're missing the fun of all the things that you fear the most and overthink and try to be in control of. When you finally let go of that grip, you might have the best experience ever. And yes, maybe the relationship might end, but what if you had a great time? What if it was fun? What if it was great sex? What if it was great memories? What if that could be the outcome,
Yeah, yeah,
and not necessarily a broken heart?
that part. I'm working on that part. I am that part because um, the hurt is what we focus on. Like I said, many people we focus on the hurt,
Yeah,
and we overthink and we constantly
yep.
worrying. Sorry, because
Well,
if you are overthinking,
you're
you
worrying.
worrying about it.
Yep,
You worrying about it. So those things go hand in hand.
yep.
The next one is trying to fix everyone.
Ooh, I swear, I'm gonna get on you real quick. Especially y'all healers out here in these streets, y'all get on my nerves. You're already a healer. You're already out here in the business of helping people, guide them into the space where they want to be. And then y'all want to try to get in a relationship with somebody to do the same damn thing you clocking in for. Stop it.
I know, I
Stop
know,
it.
I
You're
know,
already on the
Lord,
clock for it. You get paid
I
for it. Why are you trying to have love around it too? Nay.
I just want to love them to life. You got them R&B songs. Jodeci, damn
No.
you, Drew Hill. I should have known something wrong with all of them. But I think with that, I think for me, I know because being a healer, you recognize what's going on with the person,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's probably more of a projection because we felt like I wish someone would have given me
Done it.
grace. In
Mm-hmm.
my abandonment issues, I wish someone would not have abandoned me. And
Yes.
so if I get somebody with some stuff going on, it's like I'm going to be the person that I needed, but they not me. So
They're
I
not
can only be
you.
there for myself.
And
I
y'all gotta learn to give
and we
grace and
learned
let
that.
people go. You can have
That's right.
grace and let them go. Or people always what you say, people coming with their stuff, right? But
Yeah.
are they doing the work?
What are they doing?
What are they doing outside of you? That you have to lay in bed all night so they can tell you about all their triggers and traumas and all that. That's not what that bedtime space is supposed to be for. We laying together, sharing our traumas so we can talk about it and help heal each other. That's not what love is. That's too burden. Love has its own burdens in and of itself. The energy of being in a relationship has its own work. And you working to heal them. Do you know how much that is
It's a lot. That's why the anxiety and the overthinking show up. Are they gonna be okay? Or are they gonna leave me? That kind of thing. That kind of thing. But yeah, I can't. I can give grace. I can give love, but I can't fix you. I don't fix my clients. We help them work through their stuff, and I
entirely?
can be of support as far as you
Yes.
already putting in your work.
Yeah.
What do you need from me? If I just need to back up, give you space,
Yeah.
when you need space or whatever the case may be, yes.
Yeah.
But to try to take all the red flags and put them in my pocket because I'm gonna fix this person so
Yeah.
they red flags will be green now, that never works. That never.
And the other thing, y'all sitting and it's good to listen to each other, right? It's okay to talk about it. Healers tend to listen with the desire to create a solution instead of just shut the fuck up and listen. Just listen. As a healer, you got to that's a boundary. You've got to set a boundary, man. You can be a healer, sit there, your significant other is sharing this. I'm so sorry. Can you just say, I'm so sorry you feel that way? How can I support you? Not, have you ever considered looking at it this way? You should write in your journal and you should do.
I got a great shadow work coach you could go to. You know, there for it.
Okay.
There for it.
Let it
I mean,
go.
I feel you. Yeah, yeah. That is the thing, and I'm learning. I'm learning. I can't do that because when the dust settles and after everybody has gone their separate ways, I always say like, yeah, that may have been somebody that if they were in the state of Texas, I could have just given them my business card and say, hey, if you need, I can help you out, kind of thing. And no shade, no shade. I'm not throwing shade on the people,
Right,
but
right.
just to say that there were situations that I thought my love was enough to fix
Yeah.
them. And I'm sorely mistaken because it doesn't happen like that.
No,
It
no.
does not happen like that. So with that, fear of uncertainty comes to play. If we're always afraid of what's going to happen, that kind of goes into hand in hand with all of those
Mhm.
other things. And then emotional exhaustion.
Oof.
Life, our own lives by themselves can be emotionally exhausting. You get up and go to work or whatever you're doing, you got your families, you got whatever is happening in your life, whatever you got, that's exhausting.
Yes.
I can't be in somebody else's back pocket all the time to figure out that poor lady who went to that movie theater doing all that mess. She had to be tired, sister. If you had, I'm
Heavy.
tired for you. I'm tired for you, honey. Because
Walking in and out of them damn movies, them
girl,
rooms is enough.
that's money you could have had to put on gas and grocery because stuff is expensive.
Expensive.
And she bought popcorn and a slush and threw it on the man. Girl, I would have ate that. I'd ate that. Bring it here. You don't want it? Bring it here so I could eat it.
Oh my God. The emotional exhaustion is real, man. Even again, as healers, I'm coming back for you a little bit again.
Come
As
back from it.
healers, we are dealing with other people's emotions all day
All
long,
day.
and we
All
care. We literally care about what these people are going through.
big
I
heart.
love my clients. I love the families I work with. I hate when they're going through something, and I do my best to help find the resources and give them the guidance that they need. I don't need nobody in my life that I'm going to lay up in the bed with at the end of the day and drain me more emotionally because I don't know what you're doing and I don't know if you talk with somebody else. If you are, tell them to come get you.
Okay.
That's okay. Y'all could have at it. Y'all have fun.
Okay. Leave me out of it.
Leave me
What
out
you
of
gonna
it.
do?
I got enough shit that I'm dealing with for myself. When I get in bed, I want to curl up under my person, take the deepest breath possible, exhale, and feel replenished. That's what I live right now. As of
Yeah.
right now, that's what I live. I curl up under my person, fit hand in glove, and just
I know that's right.
because I'm not doing that. Emotional exhaustion.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
need to hold on that tightly. It's just too much, y'all. It's too much. You deserve more. Peace,
Hey,
y'all.
girl. Hey.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
All right. So, what does healthy surrender look like? We've been talking about doing it. What does it look like and how do we do it? What are some practical ways to surrender? What does it look like and how we get there?
No, so for me, I believe that especially accepting what you cannot control, but you have to know what you can, right? So part
Yeah.
of that is setting goals. You know I'm a smart goal type of gal. I love me a smart goal.
Mhm.
If I have a larger goal, say I want to write a book by the end of this year, I'm going to create my SMART goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. I'm going to say I'm going to write one chapter per day for 5 days a week until the end of this year. Maybe that's it. So I can set it smaller. That's what I can control.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I can control. Now, things may happen in life where I have a couple of days I can't write because I had an emergency or I had to go visit a family or something could have happened and it took me off. And letting go of the goal, if it didn't happen by the end of the year, I could push my goal out a little further and being okay with that. I got to do what I can control and release what I cannot control. There's some things I'm going to save $25 per week for the next 10 months. And say something comes up in an emergency, you end up having to put up more money. You have to surrender to the things that you cannot control so you don't feel overwhelmed by that. Our nervous systems are kick in and we get
Take
fearful.
advantage.
We're scared now, terrified. Oh
That's
my
it.
God. And I'm a failure and I'm a horrible person and I didn't do it right.
That's right.
No,
Mhm.
pay attention to what you can control. Know the difference of what you can and cannot control. That's what healthy surrender looks like.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Being able to stay in the moment. I
Yeah.
think I know for me as a little person with anxiety, I'm worried about the future, what's happening tomorrow. I get my calendars, I'm planning, I'm doing all this other stuff, and I be forgetting that I'm not in October. This is August, okay? That type of thing. but to be able to practice, and if you are, some things require planning.
Some do.
Being in practice, I have scheduled people a month out, people I see once
Yeah.
a month, events, this and that and that. But I think for me, I be there.
Yes.
I'm in
You're
October.
living it.
October stuff. Gotta reel myself back in. I need to be back. It is August
Yes.
the 8th. I need to do that. And that's practicing mindfulness, doing some things like the
Come
grounding,
on.
being able to, if you're gonna eat, I'm eating, I'm sitting and I'm eating. If I'm gonna watch a movie, I'm gonna sit, eat, and watch the movie. I'm feeling my couch, I'm looking at the movie. I'm not on my phone and on my calendar. It's just being present with the
Me and my
movie.
movie.
This
Yeah.
is what's happening, you know, and
I love that, Linkie.
being able to just accept. I think a lot of times um we don't want to accept the outcomes in
Ooh,
situations.
come on. Ooh,
That's me, child. I be trying to.
I
I'm
get it.
stubborn. They tell me no, and I be like, "Don't tell me no." But then, yeah, it's no. It really is a no.
It's
So
a,
being able to radically accept things as they are.
is it up?
This person had red flags.
Yep.
I can't until if they desire to change, because people can, work on themselves
Yes,
and do what they
absolutely.
need to do. But if that should happen, so be it. And if not, there's nothing that I can do to
Nothing you
control.
can do.
There's nothing I can do.
Mhm.
Uh, where am I? Letting life unfold. That's what it looks like.
Ooh,
Being able to let it unfold. If I
that's
set my
hard.
intentions, like we mentioned before with our vision boards or setting intentions, if I set my intention for the day, and I remember a time when I used to truly, truly journal these books. I would have these
Yes.
books. I often said, when I set my intentions for that day, because I would journal in the morning before I would go to work. I didn't have to be
Mhm.
to work as early. So I could do that. I could write a book in the morning.
Yeah.
But when I set my intentions for that day, stuff happened. Now, it wasn't no magical, stuff happened. But I was still cool because I woke up first thing in the morning and set my intentions to have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff happened.
Stuff
I
popped
think I
off.
was where was I? I was somewhere. I know I was doing a nonprofit. Maybe some clients didn't show up. Maybe we had this and that. But you know what? I was still cool. And I think that's the thing because, like we say, life be life, and we're gonna
Life
have
be
stuff
life.
in life. It's about how we respond or react to situations. And if we're taking care of ourselves, we can look at a situation and be like, "Yep,
Hmm.
that happened. It kind of sucked, but you know what? Tomorrow's a new day, or I got some
Yes.
stuff I got going on. I'm gonna give it to God, whatever the case may be. Let the
Whatever the
universe
case
do
may
what it's
be.
gonna do, and I'm gonna go and do what I need to do in regards to that and keep it moving.
Exactly that.
Keep it moving.
Hmm.
Yes. Trusting the healing process.
Mm.
We've been through stuff. I've been through stuff. I'm a tag hashtag healing journey. All it is. It is what it is. And I have come to the acceptance of, you know what, because I had the thought of, I've done the work, I'm good.
Yes.
We still got stuff. And you know what is yeah. We
Yeah.
still got stuff, and trusting that process, just
It's a
like with my
process.
shoulder. This shoulder, Lord, been dealing with this in a couple months, it'd be a year, but it has been a process, and I have learned ain't nothing I can do to fix this, nothing I can do to make it quicker. Everybody
Not
said
gonna
this
be quick.
is the time frame that it takes for this frozen shoulder. I've been trying to figure out the why and all this other stuff and different things. What do people say they doing? Doesn't really work. You just got to give it time. Some people
Yes.
say it's grief. I could believe that, and all these other things. And what I'm finding in these maybe last couple weeks, the more that I am working on me and having that self care and grounding and taking that time and doing those things, truly the less pain that I'm feeling. Now, I'm taking some good pills too now. Don't get me wrong. And I have had the acceptance of, you know what, I can't go and get the bar and do squats. That ain't my arm not gonna go back enough to even hold the bar on my shoulders to do
Don't
that.
do it.
Guess what? I guess I won't be doing squats like that.
Yeah.
You know, Waking up early in the morning, the exercise, I was determined to do that because I used to do that 5 to 7 days a week.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm giving myself grace and accepting the fact that I just may not be able to do that because inflammation shows up when it shows
And
up
it shows up.
and all these other things. And so my body requires something different.
That's all.
It took a minute, but I think I'm there.
Yeah.
I think I'm there, and
Yeah.
trusting the processes. And time is going to unfreeze, and I'm gonna be all right, and I can go back putting the barbell on the floor,
Exactly.
and everybody gonna be happy.
I
And so
love it.
that letting everything unfold, letting
Hmm.
everything unfold.
Hmm.
So this has been good.
It's been good.
This has been really good. And there's freedom that comes with letting go. I kind of
Mhm.
skipped over some of those. Is there anything you saw on there that you?
I mean, I was gonna once we get to the end, I was gonna sum it up with some ways just to practice it. But
Okay.
hmm.
Okay. Well, freedom comes with letting go. You know, all of that mental space of overthinking and worrying. And when you have that time to not overthink and worry, it's so much other things that you could do, positive things
Yeah.
that you could do with your time. Um, I started 2 podcasts. And yeah, and I'm being a little shady, but the main thing is, yeah, my mind would be boggled with worrying and what if it's this, what if it's that, and this anxiety moment and that, and can't sleep, and it's not granted other things was going on in my life, but just for those things I was trying to control, there was a lot of insomnia. And once you let go and let God or just do what you got to do,
Yes.
you do have a peace. And if you're not thinking and worrying about stuff, it frees your mind to focus on helpful things, hobbies, or tasks, or creating something, your business, your self care. Whatever is something that you could do because your mind is not tired. The brain goes. And when we give the brain unnecessary stuff to worry about, it's going to worry about it. It's
It's
going to
the
do
word.
its job. If the brain is working, it's going to do its job.
Wear you out.
Baby, okay. But when you can get some space there, and your brain be like, all right, let's read some books, let's write some books, let's do some podcasts, let's get on some things, let's be creative,
Let's
let's
sew. Let's do
let's
something.
do that,
Exercise. Something.
let's have
Yes.
fun, let's do, whatever the case may be. So it is truly freeing. And freedom starts here. You ever hear, WB Du Bois and all these other people talk about the freedom
Yes.
mindset. It's the mindset. How do you control a group of people? You control their minds. You have people thinking they can and they cannot do these things and all this other stuff, and they just tend to believe it, and everything else falls into
Yes.
place. But once you are free in your mind, you are free indeed.
I love it.
Indeed.
I love it. So I would just want to say, in summary, good people, the art of surrender is releasing fear at the bottom line. The art of surrender is your ability to release fear. You do that by creating you a daily ritual of self-care, self-love. Allow your brain to have a break. Write in your journal. Sit down somewhere, be quiet. Go enjoy something, eat it and enjoy it and have the experience of the flavors in your mouth. Do something, take that pause throughout the day. I tell people do 30 minutes, do 3 10 minutes. You ain't got to sit there for 30 minutes straight if you can't do it. 10 minutes. I can't meditate. That's because you won't let your brain shut the fuck up. You can do it. You can do it. If you can listen to music and memorize a song, you can meditate. I just want you to know that. You have to listen to get the words. You can meditate. But find a way to give yourself something every day so that you just pause and just be you and enjoy yourself and love on yourself. And that way, surrendering to the next wonderful experience you're going to have in life and to be able to conquer the next difficult experience you have in life. You'll be able to surrender to both of those things with your love for yourself. Promise you it works. I promise.
Indeed, indeed. Amen. And thank you. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank
Oh,
you.
okay. Well, look, I thank everybody who was able to join us on this good 8-8 Saturday. I hope y'all are
Hey.
manifesting some good things in your lives. We appreciate you. If you are just tuning in and you missed us, the replay is still available on Facebook Live, or you can travel over to YouTube at Larnika L and you can check it out and give us about a week because I think I've caught up. Give us about a week. And this one is going to be on the podcast. So if you got Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, what is it, Audible,
Audible.
Apple Podcasts. I still haven't gotten to iHeart yet. We're gonna get there. We're
You're
gonna
getting
get there.
there. We
We
get
will
there.
get there. You could tune in and share this with your friends. This does not replace therapy or coaching. But
Right.
if you are, thinking about it, I want something different from my life.
Yes.
Things are going this way and I want to, learn how to surrender and I want something different. Reach out. Sharonda
Please.
has coaching available. She can handle every state. I'm in the great state of Texas right now. So if you are looking for therapy, or if you just are curious, for wherever state you're in, and you need help directives of finding a therapist, and I can point you in the right direction. We have resources and great things that you need. So
Definitely.
again, we appreciate you on this good Saturday. If I was a rich girl, na 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 na. That's my song for the day because I'm a
I love
manifest
it.
that money. I'm a manifest it. All
Yes,
right,
we're manifesting right now.
manifest it. All right, y'all be blessed, and we are out.